My name is Rolando Graham. I'm a veteran, and when I served in the service, I served as a Marine stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and the unit that I was in was 2nd Anglico. Once I got out of the Marine Corps, I had to find a job. I found a job. 3 months after working there, I actually went out and I found a realtor that I worked with, and I expressed to him that I was in the Marine Corps, so he was able to provide me with the paperwork to get my certificate of eligibility. He actually was working with a lender who's familiar with the VA loan, and so I didn't have to pay anything at closing, and actually received a check through VA loan, correct? A check for $110, and I got a key. So with the same real estate agent, I expressed to him that, hey, I was ready to sell. I wanted to buy a bigger home. So he actually guided me through the process again, and we went out. We found another home, and he was able to sell my home. And when I went to closing, I didn't have to pay anything at closing using the VA loan, and I got a key. So my first 2 experiences using the VA loan was great. I mean, it was really great. In several years it went by, and I actually relocated from Richmond to the DC area. Me and my wife, we went out and went to various neighborhoods. We found a neighborhood that we really fell in love with, and they were building homes. So we started working with the builder. They had their own real estate agent, and they had lending. They had mortgage companies that they actually work with. When I brought up the fact that I wanted to use my VA because I knew that I would get a better interest rate, and the amount of money that I would have to put down in my pocket, I knew it would have been reduced. I was really discouraged, and they discouraged me from using the VA loan and steered me to the 2 lending institutions that they were working with. So because we were building the home, I went ahead and used one of the lenders that they work with, to build a home. I mean, I didn't feel good about the loan, because when I look at the long-term effect of the loan, it was going to cost me more money, and it would put me in a situation to where it make it difficult for me to sell a home if we wanted to sell our home. So I wanted to basically bring everything together, and know exactly where I was as I would when we make our monthly payments. I want to know exactly where we were in reference to the principal. There were surprises. I mean, when we get our paperwork and I'm reading through some of the contracts, there were a lot of things. See, I keep stopping because I don't want to talk bad about the I mean, there are a lot of hidden costs. There are a lot of and I'll start going off about. That's when I went out on the internet, and I tried to do some research to try to find VA lenders, someone that was knowledgeable about the VA loan, to get me to move me from a conventional loan over to a VA loan. I came across the VAREP website, and I saw a lot of things out there that I really liked. A lot of different programs. I dialed the number, and I spoke with Son, who in turn said he would have someone call me back. And within a few hours, I received a phone call from Christine. I spoke with Christine, and Christine referred me over to a VA rep member who happened to be a lender. And from that point, I actually got a call from that lender, and I discussed to him, what I had actually gone through. And initially, our conversation was, from a standpoint of him helping me and finding out exactly, what paperwork was submitted, where I was in the process, and some of the things that could have happened. And he was actually going to call the lender on my behalf. However, at that particular time, because of, I felt that he was very knowledgeable about the product, I wanted to work, with that lender. So he actually wanted me to forward to him my information for him to take a look at it, which I did. And he took a look at all of my information, and he said, everything looked good to him. And from that initial phone call, he was able to say, hey, we could, get you a closing date within 30 days. I was happy, but I was a little apprehensive about, hey, can he really get us through, within 30 days? But what really impressed me, about him was he answered all of my questions, and he was able to forward me information. Well, he was able to forward me an email with all the information that I would need to provide to him. He has a underwriter who works with VA loans. She knows the VA loan process, very, very well. We went through that process, and from the initial call that I placed to VAREP until the time I closed was 30 days. And that's going from a conventional loan over to a VA loan, 30 days. So, we were, really happy. Even the person who came to our home to help us sign the documents was actually very, very knowledgeable. Went over the agreements with us, and there's some things there that I actually learned about the VA loan that I didn't even know. So I was very, very happy. My wife and the family, very happy.
Our proactive stance, providing financial literacy, education, and advocating home ownership, may not end the epidemic of homelessness among the veteran community, but can prevent it from happening in the future, one veteran at a time.